What's going on, YouTube? I want to welcome you to the first episode of a new thing that I'm going to start doing on a weekly basis, where we look at the news and we look at the types of content that's coming out, the types of bosses that we're going to be facing this week, and use that information to help us look for items that are in the game right now that we can use to help us beat those bosses. It's a new segment for the stream. It's a new segment for YouTube as well that I'm doing. I haven't decided on a name yet. I'm leaning on something like Newsday Preppers or Tuesday Preppers. I think we're going to go with Tuesday Preppers just for this first video. See what you all think. If you think we should name it something else, you just let me know in the comments. But that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to look at what's coming, what's in the game right now, and then some ways to try and clear that content to get those abilities. Mainly focusing on killers and stuff like that, because that's the easiest thing to predict. So let's look at what we have coming on Thursday. We have the Assault on the Inauguration Ceremony event. It's a very long event, mainly focusing on Beast Killer. There is some demons as well in the King Mog event, like we usually have. The bombs or demons, but you know, Beast Killer. And the boss, you want to use Light and Dark, no breaks. Okay. There's also two other bosses. Behold the Dark Calamity. You want to use Beast Killer on that. Dark attacks. You can break its magic and spirit. Sounds like we're talking about Dark Rain. You know, there's that. And then the Enigmatic Assailant. Human Demon Killer is what we want to use. Use light attacks on it, and you can use any breaks you want. That sounds like we're talking about the new Riser version that we're getting out, because he uses light attacks. So there it is. But like, what kinds of things are in the game right now that we can use, that we can collect, that are Beast Killer, Human Killer, and Demon Killer? That's the question I have for today. So let's talk about Beast first. There are a handful of Beast things in the game that you can get. Old trial rewards include like the Artemis Bow, Beast Killer Plus, the True Murasame from the Scorn of the White Dragon, which is the boss we're going to look at today. So there are some STMRs as well. Valued Memories from Irvin, Infernal Battle Garb for Infernal Fire Rain. Those are ones you can pick up with Unit of Choice tickets. There's also the standard 50% Beast Killer item, which is in Underworld Gabarata from an Aurora key. So you have to do the key quest, but you should do the key quest anyway, because they're really good. So go ahead and do those. But these are some trials that you can kind of focus on to start gearing up for Beast Killer. We're going to be doing the Scorn of the White Dragon because it's also included on my list of Human Killer items. You can use the True Murasame also gives you Human Killer. So some other ones that are really good: Cross Aigion Arm. That's the Double Fist from the Aigion, which is really good. Two-handed fist weapon. Thorn Mace Plus. Those you can get from Scorn of the Antinola, the various versions. Not the best, but it is, you know, kind of they're there. They're 75% Human Killer for both physical and magic. That's fairly decent. Mask of Asura is a good one from Scorn of Asura, Blades Unto Infinity. That's also Human and Demon Killer, so it's on that list as well. And then some STMRs: Searing Ember from Xeno of the Beto Star, Narine's Trance Saber from Narine. That's going to get you all some Human Killer. Now, Human Killer is one of the most common killer types in the game, so it's not like critical that you go out and pick these up, but some of these rewards are pretty good, especially the ones that are not one-handed weapons. Especially with the variants update we're supposed to get this week, you don't really want to be focusing on one-handed weapons. Last but not least is demons. The advanced version of Scorn of Asura, Blades Unto Infinity, you can get Crucifying Coercion, which is really good. The Quicksilver Gun from the Fallen Icebird Scorn, fairly good. Ega Blade, fairly good. One-handed weapons, they are what they are. Dark Steel Heavy Armor, Armor of Oppression Extreme. I did this on stream tonight, and I was having a lot of trouble with it. So I don't remember what I did that I was managed to beat it, but I was trying to do it with a really, really basic budget way. And the issue I was running into was just not having enough stacks of Mirage for the second phase of the fight. I just need to, I guess, be a little less flexible, or a little more flexible, and give myself more Mirage stacks, and I'll probably be fine. But yeah, having a little trouble with that one. That's why we're not going to show it. We're going to do the dragon instead, because we show good things, not bad things. And then Mask of Asura, again, we already talked about that. The Force Mysterian STMR, very good from Lunera for Demon Killer, and then there's the standard Demon Killer material that you can get from the Black Key and the Duggle Village. So lots of options for Demon Killer as well. There's some really good stuff there. Definitely want to go ahead and pick those up if you can to get yourself ready. You want to have as many, many types of killers and things you can put on your units to kind of buff them up and get to that full 300% as possible, as easy as possible. So you're gonna have to collect them. Now, as I said, we're gonna go into Scorn of the White Dragon Extreme version to try and do this, and I did this on stream. I told Shadow's in my Twitch chat. I told Shadow I was going to use his Titus, but his Titus is not on my list yet for some reason. So we're going to use this Titus and see if we can get this done. And we're going to use this team. The only units that really matter in this clear are Shoreline Fina and Daisy. Has 300 dark, 200 light, 200 lightning, and 200 fire, because the boss does all those. Elena's going to give us another buff as well to get us above 300 for all those, but she has to start out with 300% dark resist. Now that's pretty hard to do on a budget, but it can be done. These angel earrings combined give us 100, and then I just went with all the dark stuff that I could do for materia and stuff like that. I didn't want to put her on a dark Esper because then that would reduce her light resistance, and then we'd be having an uphill battle with light resistance. So I didn't want to do that, but there are lots of good options for dark resistance for there. And then the rest of it will all just like fire, lightning, and light. So that's my main goal there. Titus is my main damage dealer. He's me chaining and doing super limit burst on turn 3. I built mine kind of like basic, but does have some dragon killer because we're fighting dragons, and has its own STMR. Ling's vision card. I could build mine better, but I'm just trying to just kind of trying to work with what we got. We're going to assume that our friend is going to be better equipped, and I really hope so, because I've not really looked at this person's gear yet. Let's take a look. Oh wow, not built at all. We're gonna try it and see. Please build your friend units. Okay. Zahn is gonna be wearing swords. He's gonna be our passive provoker. And he has got some guts just in case. But otherwise he's going to be doing passive provoke, and he's going to be using his 6 times attack move to break the boss's break gauge, because this boss does have a break gauge. Elena is going to be giving us a sword in peril later in the fight and helping with chaining, as well as in the shift form, using her ability to give everybody crystal refragmentation for the big buffs, to help out our tank with tanking the hits. I'm tired. Okay, we're gonna see if this works. This Titus is not well geared at all, but at least has a super limit burst, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not feeling super good about it now that I'm seeing this Titus's gear. Okay, so she's gonna jump in front and soak up that damage on turn 1. We're totally safe. Zahn is gonna be passive provoking the single target stuff, so we're just gonna go ahead and get him started doing Vicious Strike 3 times. Start working down the break gauge. Okay, Elena is going to Luminous Speed, Blessing of the Azure Crystal to boost stats, and then Crystal Refragmentation to remove the debuff and help out with a buff of our own. These two are just gonna chain. Boss is partially weak for light, so we're just gonna chain light on the boss. You should be using dark. We don't have a dark imbue on this team. There we go. My Titus is honestly doing most of the work. With buffs, he's over, almost 8,000 attack. Come on, Zahn. Okay, and then Shoreline Fina and Daisy's just gonna refresh cover and use Lagoon Shell just to soak up any damage that gets through. Power of Light reduces our elemental resistances. Flash of Light, that's a light attack. Bolt is a dark or a lightning attack, and then some single target stuff that he provokes. Okay. Now, we are now light imperiled by 200% and lightning imperiled by 200%. That's what those attacks did. But because of Elena's buffs, we are still over 100, so we're fine. And doing good on Dark and Fire as well. Zahn is going to repeat. Just keep on working the gauge. All right, Elena's going to downshift. And she's going to do a light imperil, a sword imperil, and just hit the boss a little bit. Just to help with breaking the gauge. Okay. And then our Tituses are going to chain. Okay. Cool. Daisy is again going to just refresh cover and use Nereid's Kiss. We shouldn't have any deaths. It's okay if we do, though. This is not one that you have to have somebody not die. Okay. Boss does fixed damage. It's hard to avoid that, so we don't bother. But now we're all set. So this is going to be our kill turn. We're going to light imbue with Fina. Okay. And then just also just, you know, refresh cover just in case this doesn't work out. Super limit burst from these guys. And we're going to chain. We're going to chain Bolting Strike. We're going to chain Bolting Strike. Okay. And we're going to do... Okay. If you have a better geared Titus for a friend, that's going to go a little smoother. The only thing I did not do was summon an Esper. You could easily add in a little bit of gear for like Esper fill and do that on turn 2. You could, I don't know, bring another unit that had Esper fill. That'd be fine too. There was. Oh, look at that. Didn't even do all my quests today, apparently. The missions for it, though, were just to complete it, no items, defeat it within 20 turns, which I did it in 3, so it's fine. The only thing I didn't do is evoke the Esper. So if you're just trying to get the sword, you know, there's a way you can do it. You know, you don't have to worry about deaths, so you can use Nereid's Kiss to, you know, come back and you're fine. But a well-geared couple of Tituses should be fine. You don't have to do perfect gear like my Titus, just to show you. Only had 200% LB damage. Did have 300% dragon. Not terribly hard to do that with, you know, some STMRs and TMRs and stuff like that. This is an STMR. You know, I consider those to be fair game because you can get them with unit of choice tickets. So not terribly hard. You just want to ideally give him a non-elemental weapon so you can light imbue him. Or not, you know, this is not a terribly hard boss, but you either want to use light or dark. But that way will work with only 5 units. You could bring a 6th unit if you need to. But that's gonna be it for right now. So like I said, you want to try and focus on picking some of those things up, and this series is going to try and help you to do that, paying attention to what's coming down the pipe and looking for items that are available in game and showing at least one clear, ideally more. I spent so much time working on the clear for the other one that I ended up we didn't even end up figuring out, just because, you know, I'm trying to be too budget, I guess. I need to loosen up a little bit. But there it is. Get those items. Help yourself out, okay? Take care. See you next time. Oh, you know what we're doing? On Thursday, now I'll go ahead and mention this too. Thursday night is new content night over on Twitch, so I do show that. Do play through all the new content live on Twitch if you're not familiar. Definitely come out and check us out, 9 p.m. Central Time over on Twitch. And if you found this useful and informative, feel free to follow and do all the things that you do here on YouTube. Take care and see you in the next video.